Hello, this is Bill Clodsey. We're doing a Legacy Cube draft online. These are up usually at the end of a standard draft format for a few weeks. And they change, they get updated with the new cards, keep it fresh, but a lot of the power level is going to be the same. Some of the same combos will be there. Fixing will still be good. Generally, I like to go super aggressive, just try not to care what my opponents are doing, or combo heavy, but control and mid-range are fine too. This is a new one. Oh, I don't like special sets that introduce cards because I never get to see them the first time. Artisan, forget it. Nothing crazy powerful here. I might just take some fixing, and the best piece of fixing is just dual land in Plateau. So let's grab that. You can look up Arcane Artisan on your own, who knows. Next up, they still refuse to fix this visual bug where you cannot see Planeswalkers and full art cards on the first pass. But once you take it, it'll start appearing, or once you zoom in on it. Ajani Vengeance is very good. Emrakul the Promised End, solid in just about any deck. Kiora is one of my favorite walkers. And then Dryad Greenseeker is a new update to the cube. What to take, what to take. Or we could just stay lower to the ground with Thalia, Lightning Mauler, those kind of things. But I'm going to grab Ajani Vengeance here and leave it open to like some Jeskai control deck, even though Ajani is fine in a 2-color aggro deck. Bomat Courier, very aggressive. Anthem quite good, not the best Anthem effect, although it is where the effect gets its name. And Procession. No more fixing that will be perfect for us, but I do like Courier in some decks like this. I think I like Procession more. More tokens. If we get enough fixing and we're pretty heavy white, it's just a turn 3 monster. And with Anthem effects, it gets twice as good. Funny one here, we see this art not appearing yet, but history to make some knights and then make them bigger in a format without much knight synergy. So it's too bad that a card like this is better in standard draft than it is in cube draft. Same with any synergistic like Merfolk card or whatever. And that's not really what you want. You'd rather have a card that's better with more powerful cards in the format, like controlling cards and fixing and things like that. But yeah, the synergistic cards are just underwhelming. I'm gonna go with Marsh Flats here over Mentor and things. They're okay, but the mana is really important. If your deck's super powerful, the consistency becomes the biggest thing to seek. Okay, red is disappearing. Maybe someone's really pushing mono red. In which case we can try to go 3-color control of some kind. And for that reason, I did mention Jeskai control as a possibility. Mardu control is a little different and maybe not as good, but certainly Scrubland is more appealing than Hallowed Fountain. I wonder about that. Yeah, I'll go Scrubland here because that matches Marsh Flats. For no other reason than that. Keranos, now there's a powerhouse. Now I wish I had the other piece of mana fixing, but Keranos is definitely the kind of card I would want as a finisher in a control deck like this. Remand is another good one. All the 2-mana counter magic effects are ones I look for. Whether or not they let the player play it again, it's gonna just get them off tempo and you can win that way. Yeah, let's get Keranos. Alright, Tundra. Definitely picking that up here. Nahiri is decent. The ultimate becomes like a sneak attack effect from your deck. And there are a lot of good sneak attack things. Like this is a card that's better in cube than it was in the standard draft format because it just gets better with more powerful cards. Xenagos is fine, although I don't really like an aggressive red-green deck. It's a ramp card too. I do like this Tundra. Alright, swords, always powerful. If you just have incidental creatures, like if you have creatures that have value on their own, then you just grab a sword and it gets even better. Teferi is a bit too heavy blue. I do like Banefire, just an uncounterable answer to a creature or to your opponent if you're having trouble finishing them off. I'll go for Banefire here. Expensive for what it does, but very versatile. Oh, we get another pass at Arcane Artisan. It's a 3-mana 0/3. You can tap it and pay 3. Target player loots, except they kind of exile instead of discard. And if they exile a creature, they pretty much cast that creature. No, we're not doing that. Target player. So basically, you target yourself, exile a bunch of creatures, and then hope they don't deal with your 0/3. I guess that's fine. It's good with enter the battlefield effects and combo decks and things, but a little slow. Shelduck Isle, that's a good one. Got a lot of lands here, and I am a fan of the 4-color decks. We're doing a bit of avoiding green here, which is just fine with me. And while we have some black fixing, that's not really what we're doing. Jeskai control is what I'm focusing in on here. Shelduck Isle, this card's very powerful, especially in a draft format. Hallowed Fountain Wheels, sure, I'll take that over these Rummagers. Nice, Flame Dancer, or Stratus Dancer, I'm combining the names here. Stratus Dancer is solid. Has incidental counter magic. I mean, rarely you'll play this on turn 2 just as a 2/1 flyer to keep attacking. More often it will be better to save to counter something. Then, can we get some powerful cards here? Garruk Apex Predator is certainly powerful, but not really what I want. Being in black, Magister of Worth is kind of cool. I forget what it does. When it enters, each player chooses to return a creature or to destroy all other creatures. So pretty much you can always destroy all other creatures unless both players want to get a creature back from their graveyard. In 2-player matches, Will of the Council is kind of a different thing than usual. I'm going to go with Repeal here. Or actually, I'm going to go with Swords to Plowshares. You can't go wrong with too many of these early interaction spells, and this is just often considered the best removal spell that's ever been printed. Just so efficient. Force of Will, not bad, not bad. On a table like this, maybe something like Steam Vents could wheel. Likely not, but I want lots of good answers. Another good answer here is Faith's Fetters, and another good spell here is Revelation. But yeah, Force of Will, Steam Vents, Fetters, and Revelation would all be solid. Looks like we'll have enough blue cards to make Force of Will good. Augur of Bolus. So far we don't have a ton of things. You could certainly miss in the top 3. Just hit 3 lands, or just have too many creatures and planeswalkers to hit an instant or sorcery in your top 3. That feels kind of bad. Baleful Strix is more reliable just to get some value and trade up. I'm going to go with Part the Waterveil here. This is the kind of win condition a deck like this could do well with. Just have all the early interaction, maybe we'll get some card draw. Keranos plays offense and defense really well. And then win later with Part. Take another turn with Planeswalkers in play or Keranos out. And if you're Really lucky with how much mana you have. Awaken 6 while you're at it. Time Warp is similar, and there are Jeskai cards that can recur sorceries you'll play, like the some kind of little 2-drop that does it, but Tamiyo is even cooler here. Another inevitable win condition if you can protect it. Let's grab that. No other reason just to make the art appear. Thing in the Ice, that's a nice one. It doesn't look like we are attacking on the ground so much. If we chain a few spells together, flip Thing in the Ice, bounce all the creatures back, and you can do that on your opponent's turn if you have instants. Looks good to me. I'm not sure if Mentor is really what this deck is going to play. Arid Mesa would be another good one, but yeah, the deck really wants Thing in the Ice, I imagine. Ooh. Pestermite. There's Terminus, which is good. Declare in Stone, also very good. But Pestermite could be a neat combo card for us, and certainly it can tap down a land in your opponent's upkeep to screw up their turn. Or combo off if we get there. Or just, you know, pressure their planeswalkers as a flyer. Brightling, kind of a nod to Morphling, the original art that was templated this way, and creature that was templated this way with a million different abilities. Vigilance, lifelink, bounce it back so it protects itself, and the Flowstone sort of ability for colorless. Fumarole is fine. Sleight of Hand is sorcery. I don't love those effects. Maybe I'll just take Dismiss here. Happy enough drawing a card and countering something. Sneak Attack, not really our deck, but a nice combo card. I'm going to grab this Deceiver Exarch in case we get Splinter Twin or Kiki-Jiki, and we'll have a couple ways to recur it. Nice. Repeal. Steam Vents does come back. Tough to take that over Faith's Fetters, but yeah, I will. Augur comes back. Sure. At this point, we have enough to work with it. Tempest Djinn, I wonder if we can cut a lot of the white and just play a lot of islands. So far, most of our duels are islands. Glacial Fortress not really counting. I might even cut Glacial Fortress in this deck. And then the idea here is just to splash our Jeskai powerful cards. Ajani, not Jeskai. Timely Reinforcements. If you're not going to main deck it, it's at least a good answer to a red aggro deck. If your opponents are ahead on life and creatures, you get 6 life and 3 1/1s, which gum up the board. Ferocidon and Titiova. Maybe we could splash Titiova if the mana is good enough. Another Fireball. Probably not as good for us as Banefire because we won't ever get to flash it back. But still fine. Nicol Bolas is added. The one Planeswalker card that its art does appear because its front side is a creature. Then we have Sarkhan, Liliana, the Last Hope. Kaiga's pretty good, but it's just a creature. And then Pact of Negation, that's one I really like. It's a worse version of Force of Will. Sometimes it's better. You don't have to give up a card, you just have to pay for the spell the next upkeep. Your next upkeep, that is. But yeah, it's a counterspell you can use while tapped out. Here's an interesting choice. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. It can do a decent impression of removal and just card draw plus leaving your instants up. So that's a powerful Planeswalker. And Fire and Ice, which is just an efficient card that'll let you survive early. I am going to grab Teferi here just as a chance to try it out. And we have a few things to protect us in the early game. What else can we get? Chandra Pyromaster, not the best planeswalker, but pretty good. Gideon, again, not the best planeswalker for this deck, but pretty good. Arena Rector is neat. When this dies, and we don't have a way to really sacrifice it or even kill it unless we use our own Banefire or a Johnny, we can get any planeswalker from our deck into the battlefield, so not bad. I'd rather take this Dissolve. Counterspell, Scry 1. We don't have many of those effects yet, so I want to pick those up. Some more counter magic-like things. Cycle this and then counter like a fetch or any other kind of ability your opponent's using. Impulse is another good one. Sword of Body and Mind, pretty good, but we don't have much in the way of creatures yet. I'll go for Izzet Charm here. Versatile early play that will hopefully keep us alive. Ooh, Silumgar is nice. I'm going to avoid that because I want to avoid splashing the black, even though it wouldn't be terribly difficult. We're almost in the realm of a Delver deck. And we still don't have a thing to get our Deceiver Exarchs and Pestermites working. But almost a quarter of our deck could be spells for this Delver. That should probably wheel. I'm going to go for Cyclonic Rift here. Not bad early, pretty great late when you can bounce all of their non-land permanents. Brainstorm, nice. We don't have miracles to set up, but we do have one fetch land. And the rest of the pack's kind of weak. I would rather have the blue Mana Tithe, Force Spike, because we're just not as heavy white. Spell Queller, now that's a good one. That's pretty good here. It's going to be better than Heroic Reinforcements because we're not really a creature deck. Yeah, just a Planeswalker control deck here. We have a lot of good win conditions. Whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent an opponent controls, so you just start exiling their lands if you run out of stuff to do. And maybe you can find a few other ways to draw cards. Armageddon, not what our deck wants. Lavamancer, maybe. Image, probably not. But the disc is a nice way to reset. And it does not kill our Planeswalkers. So if we can get a few of those into play, great. Artifacts, creatures, and it's annoying that it kills enchantments because it will... Oh, it will not kill Keranos. So that's another point in our favor there. I'll take Forsake the Worldly here. I didn't even see that. Now I really want Delver to come back because at this point we can cut probably both of our little creatures here. Wow, Fire and Ice is back. I love it. And this is a 23 spells. Yeah, pretty much what we want to be doing. Brainstorm might be the next cut. It's really just draw a card with some extra looks to help you out in the short term. Rector. Yeah, I'll go for Arena Rector here. I'm not sure exactly how we would use it. Maybe play it and then do the disc. It just doesn't have much of an effect on the board early. Obstructionist, no, that's a main deckable card. 3/1 flash flyer. Delver comes in. Even Reinforcements comes back. Jeskai Control. Still wonder what we should cut. At this point, Augur and Delver both make sense. Banefire might be a cut. Despite being pretty good targeted removal. But we do want to hit our land drops. Tempest Djinn, that could be a cut, except we're very heavy blue, and this is just a super efficient flyer for early. Put this where it belongs. This could be a 7-drop. This could be a 9-drop. Repeal, forsake. What to cut? Maybe cut the disc, although the deck definitely wants a card like this. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, maybe it doesn't want it. We have enough ways of killing creatures or bouncing them all, and a lot of our threats are creatures themselves. So I could definitely see this being a better version. If we're against a creature deck or even a mid-range deck that has a lot of creatures, then sure, bring it in. The heavy white cards I'm not interested in. The combo cards I'm not interested in. Brainstorm, like I said, isn't quite as good as other card draw effects if we don't have that many fetch lands. And all the cards we're splashing for are quite powerful. Lightning Helix might be a little on the weak side. Maybe put in Banefire for that. Yeah, that's a good change. The cycling cost on Forsake makes it really nice, and it just acts as another instant and sorcery in our deck for Delver and Augur to hit. 19, mostly blue, and then we're pretty evenly split between red and white. Well, actually that covers both bases. So yeah, it's like 18-5-5, something like that. 19-5-5. Start off with a base of land like this, and then we'll sculpt it down a bit. Marsh Flats will find anything. That's a nice little trinity there. We'll cut one of each. Don't want Shambling Vent or Scrubland. Shelldock can replace an island, and then we'll see how evenly balanced we are here. We have 13 blue, 5 white, and 4 red. So I'm tempted to cut a plains here, but I should probably cut that. And that brings it up to 14, 6, 5. Only 5 red. Only 5 red. That is a lot of red. It should be enough. And we don't necessarily need red that early, because this could just be a blue card. These are 3 late cards in red, and 5 really is plenty. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do for this Legacy Cube deck build. Maybe Repeal could even come out. That card is more impressive in a Vintage Cube where you can just bounce a Mox for really cheap. There are just cheaper permanents in play in a powered cube. But I'm just going to organize this a little bit to take a nice screenshot. And sometimes that's useful to get draw probabilities, to know what the chances you'll draw, when out are. And it keeps in mind like how many lands we have left for things like fetches. So there it is. Jeskai Control. Let's try it out. Round 1. Of course we'll play first. Thank you for asking. And this is a perfectly fine hand. Yeah, go for the fortress. Maybe island would have been better there, just in case we draw our island monster. Green. I expect some ramp. We're lucky to dodge a turn 1 elf, but I didn't see a whole lot of them in the draft. Maybe they picked them up a bit earlier. Overgrown Battlement. That's not very powerful, so let's give them 0 life here. Ooh, perfect draw. Assuming we can get down a Johnny, and it can either destroy a creature or keep a land from untapping. While it's doing that, it's also going to be ticking up in loyalty. Planeswalkers just completely changed the game. Options, apparently. Options or despair, that's what they're thinking about here. We could choose to, let's see what they get, but we could choose to rift some kind of thing. No wonder they have options. This is any 2-drop or less from their entire deck, so that is a lot of options. Well, any green creature 2-drop, that is. Let's see, Devoted Druid. I guess we'll kill that with a Johnny and save the rift. Ooh, wouldn't mind a Delver, but I'd rather get down our Planeswalker here. Goodbye, Devoted Druid. You tried. You tried your best. Hopefully someone will avenge you, but it's over. It ends here. Untap it. Oh, they're so clever. We're not going to gain the life. I didn't even realize that, but there you have it. Oracle of Moldiah. That'd be an even better one to kill with a Johnny. They get to play lands from the top. They also get to play more lands each turn. We're going to stop one forest from untapping. And then we are going to deploy our stuff. Probably rift that back to their hand. Oh, wait. Before that, Thing in the Ice. Or do we let them have it? Huh. Depends how many lands they have in their hand. I don't really want them to get this elemental going, which can't be helped if they have more land in hand. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to rift that Oracle. Really try to slow down their progress here. And if they play the Whisperwood Elemental, they won't have the Oracle, then we can keep upticking a Johnny. See what happens here. It looks like they are replaying the Oracle. And they find the land on top. See if they have another land in hand here. Always yield. We don't always yes, because what is our card? Do you want to reveal this card? What card? Oh, Teferi. No. Sometimes, what is it? Puts a triggered ability on the stack. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to read what's going on. Teferi. Let's get that going. And then we have options. I think we're going to -3 here. We just want to keep a lot of Planeswalkers in play. And then plus a Johnny. And attack with Delver. That puts their guy third from the top. Whisperwood comes down. They drew an elf. And they're going to manifest not this thing, but another thing. Do you want to reveal this card? No, that's Marsh Flats. But we will use it to take another turn, I imagine. Maybe kill all their lands eventually. Yeah, target creature doesn't untap. Draw a card. Obstructionist. We could even counter Whisperwood's ability, but this turn it is all about taking an extra turn. Cast. Maybe that'll even bounce their stuff eventually. Cool. We're not untapping quite enough lands to get anything done here. We'll just, and you have to untap 2 lands if there are 2 lands, so we'll untap ours. Stratus Dancer, no, don't want to reveal that either. Probably not good in this matchup, but still probably fine. Draw a card. Banefire, okay. That is a way to deal with Whisperwood Elemental. And it does get our thing closer to bouncing. Tough call here. Right, so if we use Banefire to kill the Whisperwood Elemental, then we'll untap 2 lands, and yeah, that's all going to work out well. And then we can hold up whatever this stuff is, Obstructionist. They can sacrifice it. That's not a problem. It still gets rid of it. Banefire goes to our graveyard. There aren't many ways they could counter it. Yes, they have successfully countered my Banefire. And pass. This ability is kind of ridiculous in a control deck. Hence Turbo Fog in Standard. And these are all cards that were revealed to us, not them, so they don't know what kind of birds and monks we have. So what's it going to be? Is Oracle coming back out? Hopefully they trigger something. Oracle is back out, and they have Forest, so that draws them another card. Derogatory Speaker on top. Our Ralph is fine. That's the kind of ability we could counter with Obstructionist. Untap the Forest, that is. Might as well just play the Obstructionist. It attacks for 3. Sort of like Delver if it ever flips. No. Now, is it worth going for a Johnny's Ultimate? That just depends. Dismiss is a good one. I'll start with Augur. And we get Forsake. Any order islands. Get in there with Obstructionist. And yeah, the Oracle does get annoying. This doesn't look like a turn where they're likely to hit 2 more lands off the top. It has to be 2 lands under Derogatory Speaker to get max value. So I'm going to keep ticking up a Johnny. They can't attack into our board so easily, depending on what this manifest is. And we can dismiss any giant monster they could play. Oh no, they do get a port. It's pretty good. Oh, and land. So they did draw 2 off the Oracle. Maybe we should deal with that thing. The idea of destroying all their lands is somewhat appealing. 3 more turns for that. As long as we can keep their board under control, lands notwithstanding, and we will see every card they draw. So next turn they have Forest coming. That's not so scary. If what they do this turn isn't that big, Crater Hoof or something. Do we have any targets for Forsake? Tooth and Nail. Oh dear. Is it entwined? I think it is entwined, although how would we find that out? They did cast it entwined. That could really mess us up here. So let's say no. And return all creatures to their owner's hands. That will reveal this manifest creature. It was a Song of Dryad, so they will have that. We get to draw another card. And I'm going to keep this Forsake the Worldly to unlock whatever Planeswalker they decide to encase. Just in case. And let's keep that Port tapped down. Draw a card. Nice. An unbeatable hand here, pretty much. That's how Control does it. We could just finish them off next turn. 7. I didn't let the thing resolve. So untap Island. You can even untap untapped lands. Oh no, you can't. Well, whatever. It says, wait. Oh right, it's not targeting the lands. It says untap 2 lands. You can't untap an untapped land. So we should tap our lands. It does make things a little more awkward online, because it always asks you if you want to use your mana. Which will empty each phase. Four mana. This does not look like that. Oracle's fine. Yeah, we can deal with Oracle. We can deal with anything here. Oracle's a little annoying because it's a blocker for them. Of course, they have a million elves too. Tree Speaker's fine. Arbor Elf is fine. Heck, even Song of the Dryads is fine. Because we have this Forsake. Totally fine. Let us play the Obstructionist, and then if our Delver flips, that's a win. Yes, let's reveal Force of Will for next game. Attack with everybody. And they see that they're not coming back from this. Great. That was fun. Disc is kind of appealing here. Repeal should be fine. Banefire's pretty good. Forsake is still pretty good. I mean, even if they have nothing, it just cycles. Is there anything that's bad here? Spell Queller, maybe. Everything else seems solid. I mean, even Spell Queller's fine. Without much removal of their own, it just is a hard counter to something. Yeah, maybe I'll bring it back in. If we survive this round. Or if they survive it, rather. Yeah, I'll keep this. No way to kill that yet, so I'm just going to play this tapped. probably Banefire the elves next turn, or is it charm one of its friends? Oh, but if we do that, we don't get a turn 3 Tempest Djinn. Not the end of the world. Ooh. Channeler Initiate. That'll come down as a 0/1, right? That'll be a good one to Banefire. And it can add mana of any color by removing one of those. Let's do it. Banefire time. It has to tap to remove it, right? So I'm not messing myself up here. Yeah. Their move. Instead of playing an early Djinn, I'm likely to just play this disc and deal with their big board. That might take a few turns. They find a forest into their hand. Maybe I should have played basic island there to pump up our Djinn, but we're not playing our Djinn yet. Not even next turn, I imagine. I want them to ramp out here somewhat so that the disc is better. Vivian Reed. Oh no, that's not the kind of thing I want to resolve. Fortunately, they don't have enough mana to pay. Is It Charm takes down Vivian Reed. Another new addition. And a pretty good one. It deals with our artifact, the disc. Whoops. Passed into combat, which is not what I meant to do. But I've recovered. Yeah, just get down the disc here. We'll see if they deal with it. If not, we can let it hang around for a while. Three things could happen. They could deal with it, that's fine. They could play more into the board, and then we can use it, or they can not play into the board. That's kind of funny. And we can save it. And they choose to deal with it, which is pretty good for us. Gives us another land here. And now the options become a little more straightforward. They have all of this ramp, and we just hope they don't have a big creature next turn. I mean, it's only 6 mana this turn. They haven't yet leveled up the Tree Speaker, which is mana neutral. And we've got this giant 2/4 flyer with all our islands in play. Yeah, so first things first, they leveled us up. They still have 6 mana available. 2 cards in hand. We've got nothing going. I mean, the Stratus Dancer can answer a Tooth and Nail, but that's not what they're going to have this turn. Uh-oh. Do we save the Water Veil or do we just play it here? 9, I think we play it. Doesn't feel great, but we don't know when we're going to draw our 9th land. Well, okay, we draw it right away. But we didn't know that. Yeah, this game is not looking quite as good. I'm tempted to just flip the Stratus Dancer. Of course, they win that race, don't they? We get in 6 and then maybe 7 next turn. Banefire is already taken care of. 11. They can swing back for 11. Yeah, I guess I will attack here. Unless they have Tooth and Nail exactly on top, then this isn't doing much. We hope we draw something that can finish them off. anything that can do 5 damage, I'm not sure. We could kill or we could kill the Song of the Dryads. Or bounce it. Or bounce their whole board. So there are a few tricky plays we could make. Yeah, this is just a matter of, 5 cards against twice that many. Not quite twice that many, but almost. It'll definitely be twice that many when they manifest a few more times. Our deck is a little bit lacking on card draw. And this should put us at 4. So we really need a big play here. Like something that bounces all their creatures. That is not it. So we are done for. Rector, no thanks. Spell Queller should really come in. It's probably better in this deck than the Tempest Djinn. Lightning Helix is still okay, Devil's Play is still fine. I like Repeal, Banefire. We really do need a cut. I really like Fire and Ice against this deck. I'm not sure about Dismiss. It's one of our only counter spells, so it's probably fine. Augur, Stratus Dancer. Now that is one we don't really want. If we ever have an opportunity to use it, they're just not going to use Tooth and Nail. So I guess in that sense it's pretty good because it deters them from playing one of their powerful cards. Yeah, we'll play first again. Yeah, this hand will work. At the very least we can draw an extra card and slow them down in a turn. Might as well play our tap land first. What can we put away for later? Ooh, that's a funny one. Let's do Part the Water Veil, and then the rest go on the bottom. Hopefully by that point we won't need the disc. I'm sure we'll shuffle before then. This is an optimistic play, but we have some Planeswalkers going, so I think by the time we get to play Part the Water Veil, it'll be very good. Which elf? Which elf do you want to play? Jiraga Tree Speaker. That's a good one. Oh no, Glacial Fortress will come into play tapped. Fortunately, we're preventing Tree Speaker from leveling up here. By tapping the forest. I think they're going to play another elf, and that's probably fine for us. Then what we can do is exile the Tree Speaker. Oh, they don't have another forest. That's really good for us. Level up is an activated ability. So we could counter it and draw a card. Yeah, let's get Augur. Instead of doing that, why don't... Is it Charm? I think we want Repeal. Too bad putting Keranos on the bottom, but we don't have the mana for that. Yeah, why don't we Swords in response to anything? Basically in response to leveling up the Tree Speaker. Oh, that'll be good. I wonder if they're thinking about Swords to Plowshares here. If they play around it, it means they don't level up Tree Speaker this turn, they just play an elf. But if they have an elf in hand, they might want to level it up and then tap 2. So really clever of them. Oh, they have the land anyway. But it would have been really clever of them to play around it. Yeah, I never want them to get this mana, so let's exile it. And they will play the elf they were mulling over on that first turn. Cool. Why don't we repeal that elf? Because I want to hit a land drop soon. We have all this good stuff to do. But it's not going to work. Activated or triggered ability you don't control. And those can't be mana abilities. They're just too fast to respond to. They can be abilities from lands though, like tap target land. Or this triggered ability of finding a forest. But we do not have the mana to cycle this right now. Another elf. Oh no. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. I think we just have to pass here. We could cycle Obstructionist, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that until it gets some value. I really do want to cycle it. Maybe play it. And then I'll counter something like a big Vastwood monster or whatever. Whatever. Counter whatever. Discarding... Oh, discarding what, I wonder? Probably Tameo here. Channeler Initiate, that's fine. Playing Force of Will here is a real cost. We could counter this ability. But I don't think we want to do that. Depends on who it targets, I suppose. But yeah, usually that's going to be detrimental. It might be nice for them to have the 3 counters on the Initiate. Of course, at this point, having those counters on the Initiate just adds mana. What else have you got? That wasn't good enough. Devoted Druid, still not good enough. Ugh, okay, I will play Nimble Obstructionist because it attacks. Land. Oh, I'm so ready for a land. Fine. No. Okay, all right. Four more turns until our Sheldock Isle is active. Yeah, here, just pitch one of our Planeswalkers. And Teferi draws us cards, so let's do that. Spell Queller is also a bit easier to use, so potentially we could hold Spell Queller up on a turn after we plus Teferi. Not its first turn, but eventually. But again, we won't use Force of Will if it's not a threat. If it's just more ramp, forget it. And that's a threat, so that's a threat. Don't Whisperwood Elemental me. Whisperwood, that's what I meant, not Vastwood. Another elf. And tapping down our Spell Queller land. Maybe we'll just play Spell Queller in response to that. Seems decent to me. I mean, right now we're winning. And Banefire, as soon as we draw that red, that'll be something like 5 more damage, 5 or 6. So if we get 1 or 2 hits in with the birds, we're in better shape. Just the luck of the draw now for them. Can they get a big monster? Will it be good enough to race our flyers? Harmonize, that will help them find something. Of course, that uses a bunch of their mana this turn, so something like a kicked tooth and nail is not going to be in it. They find another land to flip Nissa. That's one we can pressure. They can make a 4/4 ground elemental or draw a card pretty much. They're getting lower. I mean, drawing 3 there means they're closer to us taking another turn, and that wins it if they can't deal with a flyer. There's a Shaya. The Awoken World. Legendary, so Nissa can't keep making those. What next? You got 7 more mana, 8 more mana if you really wanted to. On one turn you can untap Devoted Druid. And that is a lot. They're getting a little low on time here. These legacy cube matches do tend to be really in-depth. Oh, getting back Harmonize with Regrowth, and if they cast that this turn, I can use my Sheldock Isle, which would be incredible. Yeah. Yes, please. Especially since we'll have 2 full turns without them using the port on us. Oh, they might still use the port on us if they use the Devoted Druid. Yeah. Gotta be careful. Draw 3 cards. And it's Sheldock Isle time. I will use it here, even though we could use the mana. It comes out even to us using it later. Here we go, cast it, and you can't cast it with Awaken unless it's from your hand. So extra turns. Now they're going to untap Devoted Druid, tap Glacial Fortress. Nothing we can do about that. Just try to do our stuff next turn. Cyclonic Rift, interesting. I don't see a good way to use that now. Maybe just use it to bounce a Shaya. Oh, yeah, definitely. Bounce a Shaya. Finish Nissa this turn and do 5 to them. Actually, no, we should attack them with everything, because we can always finish Nissa on our next turn. And if we draw red, for instance, then this should be able to finish them off. I guess it would either way, whether Nissa's dead or not, but here we go. Cool. That is match 1. They can't even counter it. Leave Nissa alone here. Nissa, you can survive. Clockwork, you're done. Round 2 versus Robe de Court. Yep, only 2 lands, but we are regrettably on the draw, so that'll at least let us draw lands. And they're both islands, so our Tempest Djinn is in good company. And turn 1 Delver. So, beat that mono-red opponent, if you can. which they probably can. They're probably full of shocks and whatnot. So what is our revealed card? It's a mountain. No, I don't want to give them the satisfaction of knowing a card in our hand. What next? This is a matchup where I really don't want to take shock damage. It's not guaranteed they're mono red, but it's pretty likely. Pretty bloody likely. Let's kill this thing. And attack? Yeah, I will attack here. There's a lot of haste creatures this could mess up, but enough of them have 2 toughness. And given our hand's pretty aggressive right now. I will take the pain here because that just allows us to hold up so much, and we seem to be in a rare period of early initiative against an aggressive deck, so let's take advantage of it. Oh, they are playing 2 colors. Interesting. Super Flyer deck. Maybe we just win. Or are they gonna strike something down? No, they will not. Scrying planes to the top with dissolve, that'd be something. Hopefully a blue-white duel. Whoa, Glorybringer. Nope. That does too much against us. And this scry is beautiful for us. Keranos, sorry, you are not nearly castable enough. That would have been a horrendous draw here. Any land is really good, and at the very least we dig closer to something we need. Yeah, awkward. But if they have no answer to this, then I guess we win. Nice. 4 cards against 2. That'll do. I'm going to bring in the disc and cut some clunkier things that might just not be any good. Maybe Pact of Negation. Maybe Forsake the Worldly, because it's really not going to be good here. There are some cards in the red deck that you'd want to bring it in against, but until I see those, I'm not going to pretend like I know they have them. Reinforcements, that's another one I do want here. And we can take out Pact. Force of Will is a little easier to use early. Pact is something that might rot in our hand if we can't find something to use. Or can't get that late in the game. That's the real issue. Yeah, this hand is another good one. We have all our colors, and we have this early Delver again. Should we play around Wasteland here? Yeah, I guess there's some upside to doing that. It wouldn't be Strip Mine in the Legacy Cube. Strip Mine is something you'd have in the Vintage Cube. That soaks up a nice premium spell. Can't be too sad about that. And Thing in the Ice. Cool. We could have played around more Wasteland by... I'm not too worried about Wasteland, to be fair. Hordling Outburst. Nice. And 4 damage to that. Nice. That could have been 4 damage to us, so I'm not going to be too sad about it. Now then. Spell Queller. Oh, this would be so cool if Spell Queller countered something and blocked something. I guess it won't do that. Likely it'll just eat a Lavamancer hit and one of these goblins. But even that's good enough for me. Especially since they're running out of stuff to do. And again, that's 2 damage that's not going to us. And another couple cards out of their graveyard. Then what? Then it's going to be Glacial Fortress holding up all kinds of good stuff. Or not holding much up at all and playing a Tempest Djinn. Right now that's a 2-4, but a 2-4 is a nice size of a creature against this board until they play a big dragon. Don't play a big dragon. Siege Gang Commander. At least it's not a big dragon. Oh no! What a draw! Sorry, Siege Gang Commander. You have a lot of goblin friends, but no mana. And we are holding up... What is going on? We're hiding away something. What's good here? A Johnny Vengeant probably is the best. I mean, just a Lightning Helix that they have to attack to kill is pretty good there. I mean, I don't know when we're going to get it, but one day. Wait, don't we have 2 islands? Oh, it's only basic islands. I did not realize. Okay, so I was more excited about these duels than I should have been. Maybe this card would be a lot better. Well, it certainly would be a lot better in formats like this or older formats. Oh, then what do? I think we just pass. We can start looking to counter Lavamancer activations eventually. I mean, they don't have enough to use one yet. I wonder what they're thinking about. Maybe they have like a Lightning Strike and they want to pair it with Lavamancer to kill the Djinn, but they're a little worried that it won't work out because it won't. Rift is cool here. Again, it's one we can save. Control decks love filling up their hands with useful cards when the board is stalled like this. And that's me, the old control deck. Slowly ticking towards 20 cards. It's funny, they could just be attacking here, getting 4 damage, plus 3 damage, plus 2 damage, plus 1 damage. Chain Lightning, sure. No, we don't have enough red. And then they can use the Lavamancer. Now we're gonna be so tricky. Check this out. Counter that activated ability. So they just wasted a Chain Lightning and their whole graveyard. They could attack here. That's awkward. But I'll take it. Ouch, 13. There's the Chain Lightning mana. Well, they're not going to have another Chain Lightning, so I'll keep down the red mana, play this additional blocker. Eventually we can hold up this Cyclonic Rift, but I doubt we'll need it here. We can counter any creature they play, like a big dragon. Ooh, a Phoenix. It's only when it dies they can get it back, so if we counter it, that is plenty good. Leaves our instant shields down. So if they find another thing to put in their graveyard, then they could kill our Dancer. Oh, Nightmare! Well, that's not good. How do we deal with a Phoenix? I don't know, but these timely reinforcements are pretty solid. Hold on, we might have a really good turn here if the mana's enough. I think it's just enough. Check this out. We're at 20 cards in our library, so now we can use a Johnny. I think it also works if your opponent, if any player has 20 or fewer cards. Then we kill this phoenix, right? But the phoenix has this little egg that they'll get it back in their upkeep. But that egg is a token, and if it gets bounced, it doesn't come back. They can still get it back here, but it won't be as easy. The way they get it back is they play their Recurring Nightmare, and they play their 1-drop and then swap them, but that's way better than what was happening. And I'm pretty sure that was better than using reinforcements. Even though it does nothing now, it would have gained us 6 life and 3 1/1 soldiers, but this really dealt with what they had going on. And maybe if we get behind again, this will be good later. Kolagon's command, 2 damage to... Wait, what did they do? Oh, they got a creature back from their graveyard and killed our Planeswalker. Right. That would have been a nice one to counter here, but our shields were down. Oh no, our shields were down. The shields, they were down. Okay. They don't have a very good Recurring Nightmare anymore. Oh, what a good turn for them, though. Losing our Johnny Vengeant was not ideal. Anyway, I think we're still okay here, but just depends what people draw. Like right now we don't have a clear way to win or to get past this Phoenix. That turn we could have like chump attacked in to use our reinforcements, but the creatures we'd lose are better than theirs. They get Nightmare back. Our Morph only counters instants and sorceries. We'll at least get something out of our deck, and that'll be Hallowed Fountain. We will not pay the 2 life. Here we are. Is it Charm? Okay. That gives us a way to deal with the token, but the problem is they can keep getting the Phoenix back. Hold on, when this dies, make a thing, but if they have no counter in their graveyard, then it can't die. Awkward. I'll just keep passing here. Maybe we'll use Is It Charm to draw 2, discard 2, but I don't want to use that yet until we have some extra lands or something, because Timely Reinforcements again could be a really helpful card soon. Maybe I'll use it now. Okay, Is It Charm? Draw 2, discard 2. We need some help. We need some answers. We will discard Steam Vents and Plains, and then put some pressure on the board. Tamiyo is one they're going to want to deal with. So we get to tap Rekindling Phoenix. They still have no way to sacrifice a creature, except dealing 2 damage to their own Lavamancer, but still they can't even activate that. So we come in with our flyer. The 2/2 would make sense to attack with normally, but I don't want them to have any way to get a creature in their graveyard. They're still, yep, they're still kind of out of it here. Teferi's a nice one. Let's use, all right, let's do this right. While we have priority, make sure we can keep the Phoenix tapped. Get Teferi out there. we could bounce back Recurring Nightmare, so they really are out of it, but instead I'm just going to draw another card. Maybe we'll draw an island or something. Force of Will is a perfect draw. 4 more damage. pass it back. Always yield to this. We will untap Island Fortress. It's got to be something good. Force of Will is not the ultimate card here. The best card would be a counter magic that exiled their spell, because this will counter something and give them fodder for the Lavamancer. Alright. Alright, here we go. Tap the Phoenix. Tempted to go for a win here, but we just don't have enough damage. Oh no, we do have enough damage. I should have gone for the win. That would have involved morphing or mega morphing our Stratus Dancer, because we have the island in hand, which I didn't really look at. In any case, we've got 2 counter spells, 2 planeswalkers, 2 evasive creatures, and they don't have much. Should we do it? We don't have to repeal. We can just flip the Dancer. Repeal if something goes wrong. There it is. There's 8. And if this attack goes through without them gaining life or us losing, then we'll be on to the finals. Let's see what happens. We did it. Okay, see you in the finals. Round 3 versus CWW, and we have our little turn 1 play. So we'll keep this. We go Delver, Shelldock, and it's a blue mirror. Can't be mono blue because I think we have too much blue for there to have been enough to make a whole nother deck. Maybe not. I mean, blue's typically been the best color in Cube, and it turns out they're blue-black, so this will be a nice matchup here. Nope, we don't want to reveal Glacial Fortress. I finally figured out where this appears. And it doesn't help us to put that down here, so let's just put down Shelldock Isle and get Keranos. Oh, I do love a Keranos. The rest can go to the bottom. We probably want to see Banefire first. Of course, we'll fetch before then, but that'll usually kill them the turn you can get it, if it's turn 50 or whatever. Always yield to this. Search. They could probably have a bunch of delve effects in their deck. They get to kind of scry, or what do they call this? This is surveil. No, it's not. Yeah, it is surveil. It's like the new Dimir scry coming out in the new set. I mean, all 3 lands. Well, not all 3 lands, but we do have some option for the lands here. I guess we'll go with Glacial Fortress and start attacking. Yeah, planes might have been better, because this gives them the information that we still have. No, they didn't see the planes. I keep forgetting. We did not reveal that. Okay, they do put Island and Sword into their graveyard with Search. They are building towards something. I don't know what all the new win conditions are. What do we get? No, don't want to reveal Tundra, but I will play a Tundra and attack. Let's get him. Feeling good here. There are a lot of threats in a powerful format like this that play around counter magic, even though we can counter a lot of stuff for a few turns. Inquisition. Let's see if this works. Spell Queller. And if that doesn't work, I guess we're out of luck. They could counter Spell Queller, or they could kill Spell Queller and still do the Inquisition. But if they don't do those things, then we have more power in play. Cool. What do we reveal? Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, let's just get more power going. Oh dear. Now we want to protect our Spell Queller while we can. Although, into the Royal kicked. How did they kick it? Oh, into the Royal, not Cyclonic Rift. I'm used to playing in the league sometimes because it's just faster. This is a single elimination draft, so any card we have, our opponent cannot have. Why don't we let that happen? They might plan on killing our Spell Queller, but yeah, what we can go ahead and do is play Teferi. We have all the Force of Will and Pact effect, so they could have Daze. Oh, they do have Daze! And we could let that happen or Pact the Daze. That gets really scary. Let's let them do this. Yeah. Let's let them do that. Oh, I should have, well, I might have known. And then they can flip search here. What does that even do? They can pay 3 and start impulsing to find non-land cards. Non-creature, non-land cards. Yeah. I really don't want them to Inquisition us because they get our best card. They do not. But they're getting low enough with this Azcanta that we can use our Sheldock Isle, so it'll be fun when that happens. This is why Arena is going to win. This like darkening when you go over something gives you seizures. Arena being the competitor program to Magic Online. Like the competition level and all the systems and stuff set up are a little, you know, the pro players favor MTGO, but Arena certainly has a lot going for it. I guess we don't need to pay the life here. There's no reason we'll need that extra mana. They are using Azcanta, the Sunken Ruin. And that means at the end of their turn, we will activate the Sheldock Isle. Oh, do we want to do that? Yeah, I guess we do. Oh, and they're even impulsing here, so maybe... Oh no, stop on my turn. Yeah, maybe we should use Sheldock Isle now. No, because, well... Oh, I don't know anymore. Then we'd basically have to use Pact of Negation to counter something. Which wouldn't be the worst, but take our time with this. That was a reason to leave Steam Vents untapped, actually. I wasn't thinking. The life shouldn't be that important. Okay. Whoop, wait. They're using Polluted Delta on their second main phase. What could it mean? Fatal Push that. Don't Fatal Push that. Dissolve Fatal Push. Oh, Azcanta to find the perfect answer, they say, they think. Don't Fatal Push that. What happens with Kozilek? Oh, stop on my turn. Not Kozilek, Keranos, some kind of K card. Yeah, so we can actually flash this thing in sooner rather than later. And if we have a land on top, we draw a card. And non-land lightning strikes something. So I guess we want the land on top. End step. Upkeep. Whoa. Oh, I guess we don't. Nah, whatever. Cast this. Forgot about our Delver here. We have so many things going on here. Not the end of the world. But then we go to draw. Draw an extra card. See if it would have been an instant or sorcery. It would have been. Oh well. Not the end of the world. We could have done 5 more damage to them this turn. Yikes. If we just bottomed that, we'll get them next time. Yeah, looking pretty good for us, I have to say. Where did this Languish come from? They have to reveal it to Azcanta. So we can pact the Languish. That might be how we have to go here. Compulsive Research is fine. I feel like they're going to have some combo with having their whole deck in their graveyard. But I don't know what that would be in this cube. They've just been putting lots of stuff in their graveyard. Languish. Let's go ahead and pack that. Hopefully they don't kill enough lands that we can't pay for it. And that ought to bring things home. Let's see what happens here. See if this thing flips first. Yeah, I want to reveal Dismiss. Upkeep, pay a bunch, or lose the game. Yeah, at this point, I would rather pay than lose. 3 damage to them. Puts them at 1 this turn. I guess they'll... I think they're fine. They're content to lose at 1 and not 0. Ah, the control deck. How do we fight a deck like this? Our main deck is set up very well against it. Somewhat well against it. Disc doesn't help much. Yeah, everything's good. If we knew more about what specific threats they had, maybe we'd bring in Disc, Devil's Play, Pestermite, but yeah, at this point it just seems like get a Planeswalker in play, we might be fine. Generally I like hands like this, but this is a bit risky, and I will mulligan it. This, also very risky. However, it has our turn 1 Delver, so we can't lose. Bottom Dissolve. And I don't want to mulligan too much more than this. Alright, well, we could lose. Awkward that we want to draw both land and have a spell on top. Do we want to reveal it? No, but we'd love to draw it. Thank you. Get that Delver aggro going. Magic is a confusing game for the uninitiated. Delver is the name of a deck. It's also... Oops, wrong order there. Doesn't matter. It's also the name of a mechanic. Well, Delve is the name of a mechanic. But you'd figure, like, Reanimate is the name of a card, and Reanimator is the name of the deck. So, like, Delve is the name of a mechanic. Delver should be a deck with Delve in it. What are we revealing? Oh, no. Not Kyranos. You know what I mean? Does anyone know what I mean? You know what I mean. Anyway, this turn let's take away... They have plenty of blue it looks like, so let's ice their swamp and try to draw land. We do not draw land. However, we draw closer to land. And what did Augur of Bolas revealed 3 non-lands. Don't want to reveal that, but I want to play it. Not enough blue. Oh, what a game. We'll get there. We'll get there. Stop stopping on our turn. Stop stopping on their upkeep. Wow, Mulldrifter. Pact of Negation. That'd be a quick way to lose this game. And Mulldrifter is great here. We haven't been doing much, and now even if we flip our Delver, depends what we flip it with, we can't even get past this Mulldrifter. Show him who's boss here by attacking with our Augur. If we had a Fire still, this attack makes sense. Do 1 more damage to them. But yeah, as it is, hold up the Spell Queller. Maybe they'll get aggressive and attack here. It's not the kind of card I want to counter with Spell Queller. I want to counter something that affects the game. If we could see their hand, we'd be able to tell if we want to counter that, because I do want to get a body in play, if possible. I will use it to ambush the Mulldrifter, because I feel like it's not long for this world anyway. No, don't play a 5-drop. The Scarab God, you say? It's a good one. It's pretty good. And you know what? I am going to play the Spell Queller because it's a race. This race is on. Then when Spell Queller dies, they can do some pretty cool stuff. Get it back. Anyway, we have an attack. They can eternalize our Spell Queller to get its effect. They don't have any zombies, so the triggered ability does nothing. If it did something useful, I might cycle the Obstructionist to try to draw land. Maybe, like, I feel really far behind in this game, but we still have to try to make the most out of it. Yeah, take 5. And that might just involve playing a 3/1 flyer. Search is fine. Oh, I missed it. But I wasn't going to do much anyway. Here, I'll play Thing in the Ice without drawing any lands. Obstructionist just trades with Mulldrifter, but what that does is it lets Delver attack once it flips, if it ever flips. Oh dear. Oh no, they eternalize it. Yeah, I didn't think that through. They're going to have complicated turns for a while. It might just be worth conceding here. The slow drain of this game. Yeah, I'm just going to concede. Graveyard stuff. They are playing some pretty neat graveyard stuff. And maybe we can get aggressive against that, like Pestermite. Seems to be what we're doing anyway, just playing 3/1s and trying to get in there for some damage and Banefire for the win. Forsake the Worldly? Yeah, that's a good one here. Thing in the Ice might be underwhelming against them, but it is another pretty aggressive one that works well with Augur and Delver and all the rest. Dismiss, Dissolve, Tempest Djinn, Pestermite. force of will, part the water veil. Yeah, I certainly don't know what to cut if that's our plan. A land, maybe? Or just a 5-drop of some kind. I like Pact. We will draw land. Yeah, tell you what, let's just run the main deck. There's a reason I wasn't playing Pestermite main, and all the other cards seem to have their place. So we'll play first. Again, I think this has to be a mulligan. And again, this probably has to be a keep. The one lander, neither of these hands might have won it, but there's a limit to how much we can afford to mulligan here. Oh, they've got the Inquisition. That's rough. They might take Stratus Dancer, but it depends on what their answers are. Like, Stratus Dancer puts a clock on. They have to be assuming we draw land here. What would be the worst for them? Land. At least we get something. See what the next 3 cards are. 1 land and 2 other things. Let's grab Forsake, because that at least cycles. If the gods are good, we will keep drawing lands until a turn 5 Keranos with Pact of Negation backup. And often that's enough to win a game like this. That's a land. All right. We're still in it. I'll pass here. They seem to have some graveyard stuff going on, and this just gives them more options. Of course, now they have the option of just attacking us if that's right. But you know, those attacks probably won't decide the game. And keep my blocker. Visions Pass, Marsh Flats, all right. All right, here we go. So we'll hold up Marsh Flats. We might get a tapped land. I just didn't even worry about this attack either. I really should have attacked there. Impulse, sure. They can find one of their top 4 cards, but they don't know what they're going to need yet. They have seen these 3 cards, so maybe they know, who knows. They took a Daze, I bet. Oh, Daze would be horrible again. Just happy they don't know about Dismiss. They're thinking they can probably get away with something this turn. Turns out they can't. They get away with an attack and 1 damage. So we'll get, what, red-blue or red-white, do we have it? Yeah, Plateau. Shelldock Isle, oh, that's a bit weak. But it is a land. Banefire wouldn't be what we want. Delver's pretty bad. It's Tamiyo or Part the Water Veil. And again, Part the Water Veil's probably better here when it becomes relevant. Don't forget to attack. It's easy to forget to attack when you just don't have much to attack with and your schemes are longer down the line. Now they know we do have Pact of Negation if we want it. So they might not play the Scarab God this turn, for example. Well, who knows, maybe they will. Compulsive Research is fine. They discard a land, which is Watery Grave. End step, sure. They're letting us go here. It looks like Daze. Oh, Daze is annoying, isn't it? So maybe we bait it with Teferi. right, before Keranos. We really don't want Keranos countered. And I will let them daze it, basically. Do I... oh, remand it. Remand it. Let's pact the remand. They don't get to draw a card. Oh, they're dazing the pact. Ah, alright, alright, alright. So the pact doesn't resolve. And that means we don't have to pay. Thank goodness. Okay. Whew. What a turn. Control matchups are exciting. We still have our Teferi, which isn't very good. But if we get Teferi down, then we can untap the lands at the end of the turn for Izzet Charm. Oh no! That is one powerful Baleful Strix, and it has protection from us, basically, red-blue. We've already used, well, no, we could kill it with Forsake the Worldly. We don't have a way of getting it back. Not good. Not good for us. Anyway. Ah, end step. We really are Turbo Fog now. We can red, white, blue, blue, blue. We can go to Teferi. Draw. Let's draw here. We untap an island at our end step and take another turn with Sheldock Isle. Might as well get our attack in here. And then we can start doing stuff like Bouncing Sword, killing the Baleful Strix. Okay, so we untap Tundra Island, take another turn. Can't keep doing that, unfortunately, but oh, I guess the card does gets exiled. Okay, fair enough. Goodbye Sword, and that means to hold up counter magic we need to play Tempest Djinn, not Keranos, and I want to hold up counter magic, and this is pretty aggressive anyway. Once we are plussing Teferi, that makes it easier to resolve a Keranos and things. Cool. This turned around. It's really hard to analyze a match like this, but they might have fought over the wrong thing, or maybe this would have beaten them anyway. They dazed something to let their remand resolve, to draw an extra card. I mean, yeah, wasn't free. It was not free to do that. Here we could kill the Strix, but I'm just going to wait. Plus. Land first. Combat. Swing with just the Augur. Ah, they'll trade. They really see. This is the trade I was worried they would make earlier. But if they have the Scarab God or something, it makes more sense. I don't love this. Keranos. And then if they counter Keranos, that's pretty bad. Because we don't have a way to protect it here until later. Oh. Venser. Just buying themselves some time. Well, we will untap Plateau Island and hold up Dismiss Is It Charm. Fatal Push? Yikes. Alright, well, goodbye. Goodbye 4-4. The thing is, that 4-4 just ends the game more quickly. It doesn't actually win it for us. And here, yeah, they can get 2 damage in on Teferi, but Teferi's still alive for all that we need it for. Drawing cards. And they're content to finish their turn. Do we want to destroy Venser? No, we can play Thing in the Ice. Draw a Johnny. Need more red mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we should just play a Johnny. Because that holds up Dismiss this turn. We could keep Venser tapped or something like that. Protects all of our planeswalkers. Keeps them at high loyalty. And then we'll untap to keep up just all of our instants. This and this. Oh, I should always yield to that. They should always yield to it too. They might have other things in mind. Yeah, interesting game. Shoot, I can check the record. It's 1-1, it's tied up. Into the Royal. And it's kicked. And I don't want to dismiss it. Yeah, you can have your Into the Royal. Fine. We still have plenty of planeswalkers. Oh, can we tick up a Johnny? Can we just get the ultimate off? Armageddon. It's not Armageddon, it's one-sided Armageddon. We can destroy all our lands or all their lands. All right, time for your sword. Definitely counter that sword. Nope, no sword. No swords in sight. I want to hold up all this stuff. Land is good. Teferi's good. Actually, do it right, do it right. We protect our Ajani while we have priority, so they don't kill our Ajani in response to Teferi on the stack. Stranger things have happened, but if it's like, if they had Cryptic Command, they could counter and bounce. So there are times. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. Pay 1 for Censor. Yeah, I'll pay 1 for Censor. Okay, what next? Cryptic Command. Oh, Cryptic Command really would get us, wouldn't it? It's Cryptic Command, counter target spell, draw a card. And Is It Charm doesn't counter that. Alright, they got Teferi. They did it. Congratulations, opponent, you did it. We still have the better threat in play. And you didn't counter the good one, Keranos. There's sword. Oh no. Sure. Oh no. Oh, they got us. No, they didn't get us. Maybe they got us, but we have to do 2 damage to this thing. Hopefully they don't counter that. Phew. Then we could actually counter the equip, but that's so cheap that they could just do it again. Yikes. What a game. Getting closer though. Keep their lands tapped. They're out of remand, so we probably don't need to swords twice. Anyway, play Keranos. Pass it back. Now we have Keranos. And a Johnny. And a Johnny's 2 turns from destroying all their lands. Unless they have their own obstructionist to counter the activated ability. Ooh, that would be tough. Very good against Planeswalker ultimates. What have you got? A creature? We have answers for days against creatures. Especially really expensive creatures. We have a Scarab God, and that is scary. Because... that is some scary nonsense. I'm going to let it resolve here. Because if they go to get a creature back... What would they get? Then we can counter that activated ability. If they go to equip Sword of Fire and Ice, we can Swords to Plowshares it. And if they do nothing, we just pass here. I'm not sure what they get back though. That's the thing. They probably get back Venser. Oh boy. On my turn, I definitely will Swords it. Oh, hold on. No, I do Swords it at their end step because then we can counter the activation in response. Yeah. No, it might be safer to do it on my turn in case they can counter Swords. Wow. You've given me a lot to think about, opponent. But I'm just going to Swords it now. It's kind of greedy. Seems fine. They are going to activate it. Get back Venser. I don't think they know about it, Obstructionist. See, I know what I'm talking about here. And there's only one thing on the stack that this could target. And Scarab God is exiled. They go up to 20. Kind of neat. We draw a card because we drew a land. And we can tap this pesky Catacombs. Play a thing in the ice. Play a Hallowed Fountain tapped. And pass. And if we can survive this next turn, we will have an opponent with very few lands in play. Yes, we got there. All right, 3-0. Our finals was kind of tough, interesting, long, in-depth drafting. That's how you learn the mechanics of the game. So I hope you enjoy your drafts. Until next time.